Welcome back to another episode of Caps Cornerstore Conversation, where we bring the corner store everywhere and anywhere we want in the luxurious 5 boroughs. I go by the name of Caps, and today I have Mr. Hype Kills, Big Dennis in the building. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you feeling?
Chillin'. How we doing today, man?
Good. It's beautiful out here in New York City.
Yeah, it's a definitely a global warming type October day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was figuring it would be in some little sweater weather, but
It's chill. I see your mommy at LA right now. It's just like a little cool.
A word?
Yeah, it's not too hot, not too cold.
I had one trip to LA, and it was like I was there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I bounced.
Well, what
So I
happened?
had like a connecting flight.
Oh yeah, the connecting flight.
We went from there, and then we went to Seattle. So I never really was even in LA like that, but from what I hear, it's a beautiful town.
It is. Man. You won last night too.
Who won that time? Oh,
Dodgers.
the Dodgers. Yeah, man, the Yankees. Shout out to Game 6.
Yeah.
The Yankees didn't really pull the season.
If I had to lose, it wouldn't be against the Red Sox though, man.
Nah, that's a fact, bro.
It would be against the Red Sox.
Listen, but enough about the Yankees and enough about the Dodgers and baseball. We got Mr. Hype Kills here. One of my favorite brands is the creator, photographer, Mr. Do-It-All for the product. Just give us a little background about yourself, where you're from, how you came, so on.
Okay, so I was born and raised in Chelsea. You know what I mean? Queens definitely my second chapter of my life. Big inspiration for me. So went to school, high school in environmental studies in Midtown, and that's kind of where the gamer tag Hype Kills came from on Xbox.
Okay.
And just people around me just pushing me into fashion, just because how much I was influenced with the Soho scene, sneaker collecting. So from there, it was more like going into branding and figuring out how to do a label, how to do a fashion label, how to do streetwear.
Gotcha.
A lot of trial. You know what I mean?
Trust me, I know about trial and error.
A lot of trial and error.
So Hype Kills, the name is your gamer tag.
Used to be, yeah, well, still is. My brother still keeps the gamer tag. or that Call of Duty,
Hey, listen,
2K, whatever you want.
Call of Duty is life out there, I must say.
Yeah.
How did you, when you were thinking about a name for your clothing line, what was it about Hype Kills that kind of what was it about that name that kind of hit off the marriage, of your love for fashion, and how did that come about?
I mean, I was so deep rooted into hip hop, and I remember hearing Public Enemy, Don't Believe That Hype for the first time, and I was born I was born in the 90s, 92. So that came out right before I was even born.
That's correct.
And tapping into that in probably middle school, high school, and just seeing the age of hip hop. So hearing that left a mark on me, and Hype Kills came from not only just my gaming tag to LA I had. Stopped at store right on Fairfax, and I got this hat from the Hundreds. And this collaboration they had with Play for Kills. And on the front it just said Hype, and the back it said Kills. And I already had that gamer tag, so it was almost like a calling. So I was like, how do I use this name and brand it and create clothes that I enjoy? And it was also around a period of time where I felt like the sneaker culture was dying. There was a lot of people just faking the funk. You know what I mean? Oversaturation. Even now,
Yeah, it's not. I really feel like it's no pun intended. The hype of everything, kind of dulls the longevity of a lot of things.
Right.
Even in music, you can have a quote unquote big artist, but does it stand the test of time?
Right.
We watching the verses. I'm looking at the music now and I'm thinking to myself, which one of these artists that, is pushing the narrative Which one of them is going to be out there 20 years later?
I also look at it like, who am I going to listen to next week, a month from now? Because I feel like, you know, we get so much music now, and I love music.
So do I.
But it's like I go through like a album, and I'm like, am I going to play this album again next week? You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? I think that there's and this is again to the point of your clothing line, because I'm a huge fan. I'm not wearing any apparel today. God forgive me. But I really feel like there is a lot of oversaturation, but there's always quality, and there's always going to be things that you know that you go back to. You know, and you'll see it. It'll weed itself out, and the cream rises to the top. And you know, we tend to like at some point in time stick to what we like.
Right.
Speaking of that, you mentioned you're from New York City. You grew up, born and raised.
Yeah.
Hip hop is a big. So is fashion. So is basketball. Ball is life.
Ball is life. That's it. Ball is life.
Ball is life. Your brands. A lot of the drops you have incorporate basketball.
Yeah.
What is it about the sport of basketball that you gravitated towards, kind of basically building these drops whenever you drop merchandise around? Like how did that idea come about?
Well, I wanted to make clothes that like I wanted to wear, and basketball is a big part of my life. I mean, you know that.
Of course.
Used to be my coach.
That's correct.
Yeah. It's a big part of my life, so I just wanted to incorporate it within the brand itself. So we made HYPEKILLS basketball in 2018.
Gotcha.
We were able to fund a lot of programs and tournaments for kids, give back jerseys, and that's all I wanted to do with my brand. Was also push the narrative that HYPEKILLS within the basketball community. All it means is just do your best every day, you know what I mean? Don't go out there and, this guy scored 30 last game and you feel defeated already. Like, nah, you get out there and give it your all. I don't care. I had a game last week, looking at the stats, I'm like, oh yeah, this guy had 12 buckets, this guy had 10 rebounds, this guy, and I'm studying these guys. It's unlimited, it's nothing crazy, but I still study it, so I'm going there like, all right, so number 12 had this, he's not gonna have it tonight.
Exactly.
He had this many rebounds, he's not gonna have, I'm gonna be on the boards all night. And then that's just my mentality when I get in the, when I'm in my zone with the fashion.
Right. I hear that.
Just give it my all.
It's a very competitive field, fashion. Do you feel, are you more of a, I'm on a one-track mind with my brand and not pay attention to other brands? Or do you kind of keep your eye on everything else, and do you use that as a measuring stick for your brand?
I'm kind of like on my own zone, own mind, because I feel like in the past, I've definitely compared myself to other people, and you just can never do that. You gotta just be in your own lane. I gotta pretty much position myself with, these are the tasks I'm trying to complete, and I'm gonna complete these tasks. Whatever's going on over here has nothing to do with me. And I do look at the brands for inspiration. Yeah, of course, we all do.
Sure.
But as far as comparing or just seeing what's going on, it's like, I'm in my own zone right now. And this is what's working for me and what I need to work on. I'm gonna do my best to, make it happen.
You said giving back. One of the last drops that I thought was like super duper cool was you paid homage to the old Catholic schools.
Oh yeah.
Malloy, Rice High School. What is
Power? I think was a sleeper.
Memorial.
That was a sleeper.
I mean, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went there when he was Lou Alcindor.
Yeah, man. I'm asking for that now. I'm like, I slept on that one.
What was it about
LaSalle Academy?
LaSalle Academy. What was it about the Catholic school drop that inspired you to put that on the shirt?
Well, I come from a public school background, but a lot of my family, my younger brother, they all went to Catholic school. So he went to, all my family went to LaSalle. I have friends that went to Rice.
Gotcha.
I have friends that I had nobody that went to Power because Power closed down in '86.
That's correct.
So I did my homework with that, but Malloy, growing up in Queens, I have a lot of friends that play ball that went to Malloy.
Gotcha.
So for me, was bringing back, I miss those days going to my cousins' basketball games and my friends' basketball games, and seeing, you know, the intense crowd, seeing them play, just that rivalry between the schools was dope to see in New York City. So I just felt like just tapping into that energy, you know, and I feel like it went over a lot of people's heads, and like what's going on, but a lot of people saw it as, wow, like I forgot about this school, or I forgot, you know, this person went there, or I forgot, you know, how much the rivalry was.
Sure. You got the likes of Kenny Anderson, Kenny Smith, Malloy, you know what I mean? You had the likes of Kimball Walker, went to Rice High School, you know, Andre Barrett, you know, the list goes on and on. You know, Lamar Odom at Christ.
Felipe Lopez.
I mean,
Edgar Sosa is my guy.
Hey, shout out to Edgar Sosa, man. Yeah. One hell of a ball player, man.
Yes, sir.
It's just weird. You know, I know a lot of folks, you know, think that being creative is a tall task that they can't do themselves. If you had to give advice to somebody that had an idea and wanted to create and share it with the world, like what would you think would be like the 3 keys you would give? If somebody came to you and said, I have this idea to make a sneaker, what would your 3 tools be?
That's my next task, to make a sneaker. That's my next task. But like, even as simple as a shirt, I would say just patience, you know what I mean? Take your time with it. Understand what you need to do to apply to make it happen. And just don't be scared. You know, trial and error really has been something that I've been battling my whole career, you know what I mean? Seeing pieces come to life, and maybe I just don't like it. Like, I thought it was better than, you know, when I made it digitally. When I came to life, it was like not the same. So I'll be like, don't be disappointed in those circumstances. Just keep moving. You know what I mean?
I feel you, man. Listen, I do a podcast. I do this project here. Listen, editing. You know, sometimes the mics don't work. Sometimes your headphones. Sometimes the feed ain't correct. Like it's. I think you need those building blocks. I think that playing basketball is a good tool and base. I think any team sport, really, you know, dealing with adversity.
I guess I didn't look at that connection because it was molded into me as a youngster, being on the court, you know, those fundamentals. You know what I mean? If you're going block, you know what I mean? If you're going box out. You know what I mean?
Share the ball. You know, sometimes you don't need all the attention on yourself. Get everybody involved.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's. I think that basketball is one of those sports that always kind of mirrored that the most. I was a huge baseball player when I was a young kid. I never really played basketball.
Played baseball too.
I was a big baseball player.
Yeah, first base. Left-handy scoop. That's all I did. Scoop. Scoop.
But it does. It teaches you lessons. It teaches you, you know, if you have a bad day, you know, tomorrow's another one.
There's always tomorrow.
You know. Speaking of basketball, we're gonna do a little segment called This or That.
Let's go.
I'm gonna give you 2 names. You pick one. You don't gotta explain. If you want to, you can. You don't have to at all.
All right. Let's get it.
So we're gonna go This or That NBA edition.
Like it.
All-time greats edition. That's what we. All right. And I'm gonna start it off. I'm gonna come out hard.
All right, let's go.
There's a lot of heat here.
I'm not nervous.
Jordan or Kobe Bryant?
And you really gonna do that to you right there? Kobe Bean?
Kobe Bean or Jordan?
I seen more Kobe games than I did Jordan. I wasn't live, but I mean, I wasn't old enough to understand the game. I got JayZ on my feet, but I'm gonna go with Bean today. Kobe Bean Bryant, yeah.
Going with Bean. Shaq or Akeem?
Again, I'm gonna go with Shaq. Yeah.
You're gonna go with Shaq?
Yeah.
Okay. Steph Curry or Iverson?
AI all day. I got the brace for a reason. AI.
You want to know what's crazy about AI? AI is one of those guys, like when I watched him, he was a great player, but I never really knew like how inspiring he was
Influential.
for everybody.
Influential.
One of the most influential players. Like, I think the only guy that I would say that was close to him, like when you look at it in hindsight, is Shaq. You know, Kobe, I think he had his career and then he just gave so much back to the game. And that's kind of why he's remembered. That's who he was. But like every little kid I coached had a Allen Iverson bag.
He's just influential. Super influential to the game on and off the court. You know. And talented, man. The only person I saw shake MJ.
Listen.
The only person I saw shake him.
There's only, I think, 5 more people. I think there's only 5 guys that are in the same, that scored more points than him. So, and he's only, they say he's 6'2", but have you ever met him? I don't think you.
They be lying. They be lying. I did meet him. I did get a chance to meet him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, All-Star Weekend 2018. Yeah, LA.
Cool dude?
Cool dude, man. Took a photo with him. Everything, yeah. Cool dude.
Imagine.
Yeah.
He has a very interesting story about his lawyer when he got out of
that situation.
It's a very interesting story. If anybody could go Google that, I won't have enough time to get into that. We'll get into that off camera.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett.
I'm gonna go with the big ticket. Yeah. I mean, I no disrespect to Tim Duncan, fundamentalist, crazy. But Kevin Garnett, that's the person I aspire to be on the court when I'm getting a rebound. It's just, he's screaming, yelling. I'm yelling at my defenders. Yeah, I'm gonna go there with that.
You going with big ticket?
Yeah.
Okay. Carmelo Anthony or Kevin Durant?
Again, I'm a New York dude, man. I'm going Melo. But I definitely love what KD done for the game. Definitely appreciate everything he done. It's crazy.
He's amazing, man.
Amazing.
I never seen a guy who could score. I never seen a guy that can score like him at all. There's the last one, NBA edition.
All right, let's go.
You need one coach.
To
coach you to the victory. Game 7. Pat Riley or Phil Jackson?
I don't know. I always like Pat Riley. I think I'm gonna go Pat Riley. I mean, Phil, obviously, but he couldn't do it when he was here, so.
I feel you.
I'm gonna go with Pat.
I feel you. And yeah, all right, Pat. Hey, we got. Listen, that was some interesting answers. You know what I mean? I didn't agree with all of them, but you know, I'm a more Tim Duncan person myself. But you know what I'm saying? But that's just me. You know what I mean?
It's just what he brings to the game. Though,
yeah, I understand.
Kevin Garnett just brings something different.
Listen, an unreal person. He's unreal. Okay, I'm gonna give you another. Another brand of wordplay here.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and the first thing that comes to your mind, you're gonna answer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna start off with this question. Slice of pizza is
Joe's. You already know.
Joe's Pizza?
Yeah, Joe's Pizza, man. West 4th. right after Tony Tapolito. Let's go get a slice.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. The best park to play ball in is?
It would probably be the old, West 13th Street Park before they renovated it. That was the best park.
So sad to get to that park, man.
You know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
the old.
Absolutely.
Runs in there crazy.
The runs were dope, man.
I think that was probably the best runs. After that, it would probably be Battery Park. Some nice runs down there too. Yeah.
The most comfortable pair of kicks are?
Threes for me. I'm a threes guy.
You're a threes guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Best place to shop for sneakers.
Ooh. Best place to shop for sneakers. And all my old sneaker stores are gone right now. Everything is online really, but I will have to say, dang, I get my sneakers from all over the place.
It was H Street for me when I was a young kid.
Okay.
H Street was always like the
like on Broadway?
Yeah, that was always a spot.
I guess you could still say like the old Blaze there and all that. 8th Street.
Transit.
True, you brought it back just that. Transit was good.
Listen, man,
Brian Park.
That was a great park. David Z's.
Mine's was Recon. I used to love Recon. Dave's probably me, but they're all gone now.
It's horrible.
Everything's online.
Best hip hop album I ever listened to is.
That's hip hop. Reasonable Doubt. Yeah. Reasonable Doubt.
Not a bad one to pick, man.
Reasonable Doubt from beginning to end.
Greatest hip hop artist of all time is.
I'm gonna go with Hov. I mean, classic.
Yeah, that's not a wrong answer. That's not my answer, but it's definitely not a wrong answer. It's just not a wrong answer. The best clothing brand on planet Earth is
Hype Kills.
That's what I'm talking about, yo. You feel me, yo? That's the kind of listen. Trust me when I tell you, as a person who has bought you are not gonna get a better quality product than Hype Kills. And I'm telling you, as a person who has bought the product, it's on my Instagram at Caps Cornerstore. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you check that out. Trust me, the quality is dope. What is the theme for this drop?
The thing for this drop right now is just taking it back to New York City. One of my favorite pieces that I made was I miss the old New York. I feel like New York hasn't been the same, you know? It's different. You know, a little different.
It's definitely my biggest problem with the New York. The quote unquote.
New New York. Yeah.
Is that the Retropolitans, which is what I like to call my era and before me, is we didn't get to enjoy this, cleaner, nicer version of
Right.
You have to endure so much, but it's like those are the people that had to endure all the nonsense and the knuckleheads and all that kind of other stuff. Like they don't get to enjoy it.
I just think it's too expensive.
That's also true too. The aspect is not the same either.
Right. Like definitely the neighborhood's definitely changed from early in my life, like Chelsea, those neighborhoods even like Queens. I grew up in Long Island City, close to Queensbridge. Changed so much from back in the days.
It's like night and day.
Yeah,
it's like a night and day difference.
It is.
Like, I can see how the old New York. But what was it about the old New York that if you could tell somebody that just moved here from Cincinnati, Ohio,
definitely way more grittier.
I don't know, man. It was just a thing for me.
Yeah, it was because of COVID. It definitely it was more lava too. It felt more lava. I felt like you still could find things, but I feel like you could find way more things around the city to do than now.
Yeah, everything is look, we're sitting in a space right now. New York, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. We'd be dodging cars.
Yeah, we'd be dodging cars right now.
We'd have to jump over stuff left and right. You know what I mean? Like it was crazy. But I'm looking forward to the new drop.
Appreciate it came out today. So out now.
Tell the folks where they can pick up your product.
You get it on HYPEKILLSNYC.com. You get it through Instagram at HYPEKILLSNYC. Check it out.
That's what it is. Before we break out,
so
I got one last question.
Talk to me.
I was asking, you could sit down and have a dinner with 5 people, dead or alive. Who would the 5 people be? Including yourself. So who would the 4? You sitting there?
So
4 people. The other 4 people.
Isn't there like a meme going around like Cash or dinner with JayZ?
A dinner with JayZ.
I'm gonna take the dinner with JayZ to see if I get some gems. I'm sure I'm gonna grab some gems. Swan, Nipsey Hussle. Definitely influential to me. My other 2, let's see. Dead or alive. My grandfather. Sure, gotta
Gotta have.
Nick at night, pull up, man.
Yo, shouted out the old. He shouted out the old table, but that's cool. That's an interesting tape. That's an interesting tape.
See what's up.
Listen, once again, man. Stop by.
Always.
Hype Kills.
Always.
Make sure you check the man out. HYPEKILLS.com.
NYC, HYPEKILLSNYC.com.
HYPEKILLSNYC. Make sure you go over there. Check out the merch. Support, follow the movement. And on that one, we out. Stop making stupid people famous. Peace. My guy.
What's up, man?
My guy.
Appreciate you.
Hey, man. I appreciate you, bro. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you enjoy, and see you at the corner store.